Hi, I'm the Bomb, and in this video I'll be guiding you to the second encounter in the Trial of the Crusader raid, Lord Jaraxxus. In this video I'll discuss resistance, positioning, interrupts, abilities of the boss, and adds. Before I begin, I would just like to mention that this is quite a healing intensive fight, and everyone in the raid, especially healers, need to be on their toes throughout this fight. Secondly, this video is the first time the guild admin attempted this boss, and we one-shot it. That being said, this can be a challenge for other guilds. I will start with resistance. Since all of the spells that occur during this encounter are of fire or shadow, having resistance buff for both of these classes would be very helpful. However, there are far more fire spells than there are shadow. Next, I will briefly talk about positioning. To start, the boss should be tanked in the center of the room by the main tank. The off tank can stand with melee on the boss, but needs to be quick on picking up the adds and separating them from Jaraxxus upon entering the fight. Ranged and healers should try to be at max range from the boss and stay spread out. Next, I will talk about interrupts. Although interrupting isn't mandatory for this fight, it really does help the tank and healers. Think of it like the frostbolts from the Kel'Thuzad encounter in Naxxramas. The ability people should try to be interrupting is Fel Fireball. This deals a massive amount of damage and leaves a 5-second dot on the tank that also deals a great amount of fire damage every second. Other abilities include Nether Power, which is cast on Jaraxxus himself. This must be spell stolen or dispelled as quick as possible because it increases his magical damage done by 20% per stack, and the stack starts at 10, which means a 200% magical damage increase is present. If he casts a spell on an unlucky player, they will be killed instantly. His third ability is Fel Lightning. This is similar to the Chain Lightning ability in that it will hit a random player for about 10,000 damage on 25 man and attempt to jump to another player, and if it does, the damage it deals will increase by 50%. This spell prefers to hit ranged over melee, so this is the reason ranged need to stay spread out. His fourth ability is another reason the raid needs to stay spread out. Touch of Jaraxxus. He will put this on a random raid member and it deals about 4,000 damage on 25 men every second over 15 seconds. If another player is close enough, this spell will manifest itself on that player, but it will be called Curse of the Nether. This deals about 4,500 damage per second for 15 seconds, but it is dispellable. His fifth ability is Legion Flame. Instead of casting random flame patches around the room for raid members to avoid, he casts this spell on a raid member and lets them do it for you. This spell deals 3,000 damage every second for 6 seconds and has the ability to leave a flame patch wherever you walked. This patch deals the same amount of damage as the dot. If you do not move, this spell will eventually kill you. If a ranged player gets this debuff, they should move back and leave the patch behind them, out of sight of anyone else. If melee gets it, they should try and back up out of melee range of the boss and place the patch in between ranged and the boss. His sixth ability is perhaps the most important in this fight, Incinerate Flesh. This is cast periodically throughout the fight on a random raid member and absorbs the next 60,000 healing received and reduces damage dealt by 50% for the next 12 seconds. The player must receive 60,000 healing in the next 12 seconds or else they will get one-shotted by the debuff. Assigning at least one dedicated healer to Incinerate Flesh is a great idea. Now I'll discuss the adds. In this fight there are two different adds you will face. The first is a Mistress of Pain. When a Mistress of Pain is going to enter the fight, Jaraxxus will summon another portal that looks exactly like the one he spawned from prior to attacking him. The raid should adjust as needed based on the position of the portal because anyone within 10 yards of it will be hit for a good amount of shadow damage. The Mistress has one ability you should know about and it's called Spinning Pain Spike. Occasionally while she is alive, she will select a random raid member and lunge towards them and take away 50% of their total health and then return to the primary aggro target. The second type of adds are Fel Flame Infernals. Prior to having these spawn, you will see a green volcano appear somewhere in the room, and from that, 3 balls will shoot out individually and deal about 9,000 damage to anyone near the impact spot. The tank needs to be quick on picking these up since there are 3. They only have 2 abilities, the first being Fel Infernal. When it does this, it will curl up into a ball like it did when it came out of the volcano and shoot itself towards a random raid member and deal a little bit of damage. Upon solidifying again, it will begin channeling this spell, which hits all nearby players for 5,000 damage every second. The second ability is Fel Streak. This is a damaging ability that deals about 6,400 fire damage to the primary aggro target. The ideal way to handle the adds is to have range switch off and burn them. Assigning certain melee players to help the range prior to the fight is a good idea if you think your raid will need the additional assistance. The last thing I like to mention about this boss fight is that if you're using deadly boss mod to help you, I strongly recommend disabling the sound for this fight, because otherwise it is going to sound like you have an orchestra in your house. At this time, I'd like to thank you for watching and wish you luck on your encounter. If you have any questions regarding this boss or any other, feel free to ask unless I have not posted a video for it yet. If you'd like to add something to this video, feel free to post a video response or leave a comment below. Thanks, and see you next time.